I can do anything I want to do, and I'm not limited or inhibited at all. I want to be independent, and in order to be independent, I needed to have these knees done, and I needed to work at getting them to be as good as they can be.
And that's one of the things that's most gratifying about orthopedics. These are correctable problems, and I tell that to my patients. We can fix that.
My knees started giving me trouble when I was in my early 30s. You didn't hear so much about knee replacements then. You just sort of either lived with it or so forth. And then in 2005, I called several people I knew and said, could you tell me the best surgeon in the Baltimore area? And Dr. Dalury's name. Others came up, but his came up the most. So I had that one done, and that was a learning experience. Things have changed a lot. My right one began, I can't remember exactly when that happened. And so I went back, and he said, are you ready? And I said, no, I'm not. And what they always tell you, or at least he does, and I know several other physicians in that practice, that when you're ready, you will know. So I woke up one morning in my right knee. I could hardly put my knee on the floor, and so I went and I said, pick me, I'm ready.
And she tried very hard to stay away from the operating room, and we tried all sorts of different things, exercises, injections, medications, and braces, and finally she got to the point where she felt she was paying an unacceptable price. She underwent a very successful knee replacement and has done great. She really has.
I went to the classes, Joint EDU. I recommend that anybody do that. And because I think that you think you know, and you've heard from other people, but you don't know. And even though I'd had the surgery, you know, a number of years ago, it was different. And I found out that I would be in the hospital a shorter period of time. My incision would be shorter, which is always for ladies a nice thing to know.
There's a lot of misperceptions about joint replacements. People think they only last for 8 or 10 years, which is not true. Most of them last 20 or 25 years. Patients are concerned there's huge complication rates, and that's not true. Only 1 to 2% of patients have complications. And patients also feel that it's an incredibly painful procedure, and it is a painful procedure, knees much more than hips, but it's much, much more comfortable and a much easier recovery than there was even 5, 10 years ago.
That's what I would tell anybody who's having this done. You know, if you're going to go up there and you think you're just going to lie there and somebody's going to take care of you, you're not going to get better. You're going to have to, you need to really work through this, and you need to be committed, because they're committed to having you get better. Push yourself. Make yourself work, because the more you can do, the more you will be able to do.
I would say the most common thing I hear after surgery is patients say, I got my life back and I wish I'd done it sooner. They say that it was not as complex or as painful as they thought it was going to be in the overwhelming percentage of cases, and the folks are just really happy that they're able to do things they haven't been able to do for a long period of time.
If you would be happy all your life, plant a garden. Ancient Chinese proverb. I think that's good advice. These are probably the best knees I've had since I can remember.